about gold that comes in this shape that they find, and how it is actually a product of settling into arterial passageways of the giants standing up, and there is copious quantities of it. It has not been found because it's not in a location anybody would think to look, but it's very easy to find. And there was 400,000 giants, so there's a lot of it, and I can show you exactly where to find it. Very easy to find. All right, here's the smoker. This is the artery, brings that red blood down, and then the blue over here is after it becomes used during the tissue exchange. So it takes away an oxygen, comes in as FeO3 blood, which is 3 oxygens. It ends up coming out of here as FeO2 blood. And when it is exposed to the oxygen in outside of the body, as it dries, it turns into FeO2 black iron. And that's what you can see in the blood fossils. This is the smoker. You see this? Boom. Here they come. They're doing this all over the place. So these little branches. And they say they find these and they call them stag horns or something, or I forget what they call them. Ram's horns, I think. Anyway, they come down in a big piece and then they swirl off and they swirl off and another one. See that? That's exactly what I showed you in the other one, gold. And they say they find them primarily in silver. Now, you saw the arterial vessel and then its little passages to feed it off and so forth. They find these and they call them, I believe this is called wire, ground hog of mine in Colorado, but I believe they call those ram's horns. I'm pretty sure that's it. There's a name for them, they call them, but they find them in that exact articulation. And it is blood. It's blood that was in that arterial passageways I just showed you. All right, let's just cut to the chase. This is where you're going to find the gold. It's going to be at this calcaneal branches of the lower arterial blood supply going to the foot. This is really your best spot to find it. There'll be more here and there probably, but this is going to be the main, it'll block off here somewhere. Now, it breaks off here, and I'll show you Devil's Tower, and that's what's called an abrupt transition, because these are spring-loaded. You get this wrinkly effect at the top of these things. And what you're going to be looking for is this one here. This is the calcaneal tendon. And it goes down to the calcaneus bone here. It's his heel. And I'll show you that in a big structure. And that's all it is. You got to find this spot. And if they fall over when they're, well, here's the reason you find this in there. Because they're stuck in the mud. They're in the mud and it's a flood. These guys are giant, about 1 million times giant. And then up here, there's water all the way up here, and they're floating in that water until they drown. Well, now they're in this mud up to here. Now they're drowned in the water, and they're buoyant, and they're dead. And now that blood, which normally those transition metals are moving back and forth, giving and taking oxygen, carbon dioxide, food, glucose, yada, 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 all that stuff. Well, the guy's dead. They can't transition anymore. So they say, look, go, get stable. And he said, well, I can't finally get to stable. I'm gold. I don't stabilize with anybody but myself. He said, well, we'll just go to the bottom, and you're too heavy to be around here. And it will end up down here. Now, they find that, and then above it, they find silver, copper, and nickel, and all that business, because they are less weight molecularly. That's just the way gravity works. And, gravity's under close scrutiny at the moment, too. Anyway, hold on a second. And gold is found anywhere where the blood settles, and like this is skin, and that's what they call skin investment right there. And then the blood has settled in that area, and so little bits of gold ended up collecting there. See, that's gold too, and this is another case where it collected in an unusual place. This is what's called fascia. And a fascia is these little tiny fibrils that are little tiny little tubes, and they're filled with water normally, and they ended up collecting the gold in this particular creature. All right, there's another case. There's connective tissue, and that connective tissue is on top of this black area here, which tells me that is used blood that's in this area. So this was a gigantic creature. myofascia.